So Fallout 4 is here, and it's an undercooked mess. And you've pissed me off now, because you fuck with Fallout, and you fuck with me. You bastards. Why would you do this? I can't believe it. So let's start with the port, shall we? The PC port. Let's start with a big fucking issue. The FOV is tiny. You cannot change it in-game. You can change it, but they've made it a bit of a fucking mess to do that. And it gives me a headache. It's very disorientating, especially in very confined areas. There's mouse moving in the menus and in the gunplay, so it's a pain in the ass to just do anything, because a mouse is integral to doing anything. The UI has been designed with a controller in mind, and again, with the mouse moving, doesn't fucking help. It's huge, it's super clunky to get around, it doesn't work how you would expect, you've got to use the fucking arrow keys for some of it. They've made the Pip-Boy a pain in the ass to use. The Pip-Boy, you know that thing? That little thing, you know? That little thing, just a little thing. There's been reports of loading times being quite long, although for me, they're alright. They're less than The Witcher 3, which is surprising, because, you know, Bethesda games normally have quite long loading times. The frame rate is mostly fine for me, although it does drop when out in the wasteland, running around, drops to about 40, and while you're in VATS, it drops to 27. Don't know why 27, but it just does. Also, if you're left-handed, you might want to chop it off, chop your right hand off, and switch them around, because you can't rebind some fucking keys. So if you're left-handed, fuck you. I'm not left-handed, by the way, but that still pisses me off for people who are left-handed. It's not right. So, moving on to the gameplay, how did they fuck it up? Well, they fucked it up in a lot of ways. So let's start at the beginning, and the beginning is the prologue. For some reason, it's very rushed. The pacing is completely off. You blink, and you miss it, because it goes by so fast. Now, you can create your character, which is so unintuitive with a mouse and keyboard. It's been designed with a controller. The pre-falling of the bombs might as well be a cutscene, because you can barely do anything in it. You're in and out of the vault in about 10 minutes. There's no characters to talk to, nothing. You don't form any kind of emotional attachment to anyone because you can't talk to them, and they're like faceless people. Basically, the first gameplay they showed off from the E3 basically happens in the first 50 minutes, and it goes by like that. It goes by so fast. You're in the power armor, you're out the power armor, you're fucking talking to Preston, you got your laser musket, now you're back and you're base building within like an hour. It's what? It's an RPG. Where's the pacing gone? It's gone. It went somewhere. But I think Bethesda fucking lost it. They have got rid of the good dialogue system, and they've replaced it with a BioWare dialogue system where you have 4 choices where it barely tells you any information on the choice you're about to make. They basically all come down to yes, no, sarcastic, or tell me more. And the writing is very bad. A lot of people are saying it's on par with Fallout 3. I think it's a lot worse than Fallout 3. The voice acting is pitiful. There's no sense of urgency. There's no sense of place. It doesn't feel like they're actually in a real world. It feels like a movie set. It feels like a play. The fact that the camera goes back and forth between you and the person you're talking to ruins immersion, because I want to look through the eyes of I want to look through my eyes. And no, stop going back to me. Why am I looking at me? They've also got rid of NPC indicators, so now you don't have that green, well, depending on what color you're using on the UI, that rectangle on the compass, gone. So you don't know where NPCs are. And I think they did this on purpose because they don't have anything to fucking say. You go up to them, and it's like talking to an uninteractable character in Skyrim. That's what every NPC is like. The motivations. I mean, your character's got a pretty good motivation, but he just doesn't seem like he gives a fuck at all. It's so weird. It's very strange. Like, you clearly don't give a fuck, do you? No, I don't. Moving on to other things, they have got rid of weapon degradation, so you no longer have to repair your weapons. So why am I picking up 5 million 10mm pistols within the first 30 minutes? I don't know. Once you've got a gun, why would I ever need another one? Once you've got a 10mm pistol, why are you giving me about 10 more? It doesn't make any sense. Menus pop up everywhere, so if you kill an enemy, you no longer have to go over to them and click on them and go into the menu. It just automatically pops up. But it doesn't tell you how much any of the items weigh. It just tells you what they are. It doesn't go into any detail. And so, if you're in combat, you'll have menus popping up fucking everywhere. And this happens for containers as well. Menus popping up fucking everywhere. It's so annoying. What was wrong with it before? It worked perfectly fine. So if you pick up an item, you don't know how much it weighs, you've got to go into your Pip-Boy, which is a pain in the ass to use because the fucking UI and the mouse moving in the menus. I personally don't like what they've done to VATS. It's very subjective, but it goes along with the whole UI. The reason why it stopped was so you could easily identify what part of the body you want to shoot at. Now, you go into VATS, it doesn't stop, it slows it down. Now, unfortunately, the VAT menu icons are so fucking jumbled up together, it's almost impossible to click on the right body part you want to shoot at. It's so annoying. Why are we speeding things up? Why are we rushing? It's an RPG. It's supposed to take your time, right? Why are we speeding things up and making it less accurate? I don't feel that the gunplay has been improved, because you get so many fucking guns in the first 50 minutes that it makes everything feel pointless and worthless. Dead Rising 3 had this problem. You become a death machine so fast that it doesn't feel satisfying anymore. It doesn't feel like you're a wasteland wanderer or a survivalist. Graphically, it's not up to snuff. It doesn't look very good. But that's not the main issue I have with it. It looks fake. It looks cartoony. Everything looks like it's made out of rubber. And it just gives the whole world a very fake look to it. It doesn't feel immersive at all. The quests are now mindless chores. Could you please go over here and pick this up? Could you please go over here and pick this up and put this in here? Put this in here. Rah. No interesting choices between characters. No interesting interactions. Just like, go over here, please do this for me. Rah, 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 rah. Now, the game is quite buggy. I've already seen quite a few. Subtitles sometimes get stuck and don't display correctly. Characters have quite frequently not said the last two words in their sentence. It will just skip the last two words. It's very strange. I've had it so the mouse gets stuck in a dialogue choice section. It's just got stuck in the corner and I haven't been able to select my dialogue choice. I've had it so in a terminal that the mouse gets stuck on your previously selected thing. So if you back out of something and you go down to click on another thing, it will get stuck on the thing you previously pressed and you'll go back into the same thing. I cannot think of anything good to say. They've kept the same lockpicking system, which is good, because it was fine. It was fun. They kept the same hacking minigame, which I personally think is alright. You know, at first it feels like luck, but there is nuance to it. Not much, but there is nuance to it. It is a bit of guess. You know, it's a lot of hunches. You've got a guess to begin with, and then you have like educated guesses. I'm finding it super difficult to find anything good about it. I cannot. Another thing I forgot to mention, they've taken away the hardcore mode from Fallout New Vegas, so there's no longer water, food, or sleep deprivation. There's now only survival mode, which makes it so the enemies are a chore to fight. They take literally 1 million hits, like quite literally. Dog meat is forced on to you within the first 40-50 minutes, depending on how long you take. And you're going to want to make him fucking stay, because Jesus Christ, you thought Skyrim was bad for getting stuck on NPCs? Wait till you fucking use dog meat. His feet make the most annoying noise on the floor. Like, Jesus, he's so annoying. He falls off of high ledges, so you've got to go down and heal him with a stim pack. Also, I forgot to mention VSync is locked on by default and is a pain in the ass to turn off, and you can't change it in-game. This goes along with the fact that the UI is consolified, but the base building is a chore. It's so clumsy. You know, it's a PC game. Base building. PC. Base building. It's the home of the RTSs. Surely it should just be a perfect match for it. Nope, it's a clumsy fucking mess. And it's not very fun. It's super simple. It's not satisfying at all. So that's just that. I can't think of anything good to say about it. That's just my issues with it. I've probably forgotten a few things. You can read the negative reviews. They probably explain it better than I can. Don't buy it. Wait. But I don't know how modders would fix this, and I don't think modders should fix it. I think they should say fuck it and let the game fucking rot, because it's a shit show, and it's gonna be a shit show, and I would not be surprised if this went down in one of the most disappointing games of all time. I mean, maybe I'm over-exaggerating how big Fallout is, but I'm pretty sure this was the most anticipated game of this year. So the fact that it's turned out like this is crazy. It's fucking crazy. Bye!